Seen Faimalo and Joe Grimmer coming in at the expense of Les Holiday, injured, and Kurt Sorensen, who we'll see on the substitutes bench. Difficult conditions for Leeds, but they did travel over last night, and just 2 changes there. David Ward is forced to make after the good win against Hull KR last week. David Creaser is out with a hamstring. That's a big loss. John Bentley coming on the wing, Carl Gibson to centre, and Paul Delaney coming in for Harkin. Harkin, possibly a big loss. And the substitutes, plenty of talent there. Roy Powell, international, Kurt Sorensen, international, Stuart Spruce, a youngster, and Gary Devotee, £150,000 signing from Leeds, from Hull. Very cold, blustery day, the snow just beginning to come down here at Norton Park, but thankfully we've missed it. And captain there, Tony Myler on our left, number 6 for Wiidnes. Very strong, experienced skipper. So, and Asim Faimalo, big Kiwi from Wellington. Wiidnes then on the attack in the all-white jersey and the black piping on the arms. And the other Kiwi, Joe Grimmer, number 8. I think all of these players will be wanting to get an early touch of this ball just to get themselves in the action, get themselves warmed up. Although I would think there's plenty of wintergreen oil and ointment on those legs and arms. Wiidnes then, good play. This is the sort of style we're accustomed to see. Imosi Koloto looked for support. Big Tongan, powerful forward. Mackenzie. Well picked up. The other man in contention today, John Gallagher at full-back for Leeds. Wiidnes won this trophy twice, in 1979 and 76. And Leeds also won the trophy twice, beating Salford in the early 70s and beating Wiidnes 1810 in 1983-84. So something of revenge here for Wiidnes, but there is a good kick, and that just shows the power of Gary Schofield there, and I think the strength of that wind, Alec.
Yes, and obviously, Ray, I think the wind has changed round because it's now in the favour of Leeds, and that was a tremendous kick from Schofield, gained fully 60 metres.
I think it's a difficult wind to judge, Alec. It's swirling around really from sort of right-hand to left-hand corners.
Yes, and the interesting thing about it now is how the first team to score, because it will give them a financial and a big boost if really they can get points on the board early.
So David Hume, one of the contenders now for the new Great Britain scrum half position, and that's a good heel by Colin Maskell. Good play. Schofield, oh, a beautiful break by Schofield. That's sheer class. Gets it to the wingman, and Phil Ford is in. Tremendous start for Leeds. Just the start that Alex Murphy said that the Yorkshiremen wanted. The brilliance of Gary Schofield, sheer speed. And
well, this was one against the idea for Leeds. I'm very, very surprised, but this is what Gary Schofield's good at. This is what they wanted him to do for Great Britain. He does it for Leeds today and finishes it off in fine style. A beautiful break, he's got men in support, and look at this for a take by Phil Ford. One hand, makes it look easy, great start. And again, one against the idea, and this is the very important thing, but this is what David Ward probably said to Gary Schofield, please check people on. He does, and when he does, it's devastating. It's a beautiful break, it's a lovely ball coming here. Now watch Phil Ford, he makes this look simple, good try, good start.
yes, Phil Ford, the previously Bradford Northern, but a Welshman to boot. Ex-Great Britain wingman, took his try well. His 8th of the season, and Simon Irving been in good kicking form this season, but just can't manage that win. So Leeds, 3rd minute try, already 4 points to 0. Leeds travelled over the Pennines yesterday, and I think it was a good job that they did. They settled in at a hotel in Cheshire, obviously prepared and relaxed for this match, in comparison to a few of their fans who have managed to battle through the old roads across the hills. Leeds now in possession. Leeds beaten Wiidnes twice in this Regal trophy. Back in the semi-final in 82-3 and of course in 83-84 final. But beaten earlier in the league this season. So very little between these two sides. And of course, Alec, we saw Wiidnes go behind last week, didn't we?
Yes, and that's the start again. It was a bad start from Wiidnes last week, but surely Gary Schofield, who's going to punish him every time he's got the wind in his favour, and that's another tremendous kick.
And I think it's significant that those kicks are being made to this right wing, where the youngster Paul Aitchison's making his debut, only 17 years old, obviously full of nerves. Good scrum from Wiidnes. Paul Delaney there coming in instead of Paul Harkin, but an experienced scrum half, played about 35 times for the Headingley men. Tony Myler. And we should see a good battle between these two standouts. Both Great Britain lads, both very experienced league men. Kaloto. Quite a few doubts over this number 12 during the week. Suffered a bad leg injury. That's a good run from Grimmer. Davis. Sensibly keeping the ball low there. John Bentley coming in, been injured this season. John Gallagher. Just finding his feet now, this lad, this boy Gallagher. 6 tries he's picked up in his first season. Kuwaiti. You could almost, another New Zealander, you could almost feel a Kiwi test team on this field today.
Quite a few of them in the country, and there's quite a few on either side, Leeds and Wiidnes. But it's an interesting ploy by Wiidnes. They've played Faimalo at number 10 and really took a gamble by putting Sorensen on the bench.
Schofield again. Now then, this youngster. Tall, lean, 17 years old, from the Blackbrook Amateur Rugby League Club. Well, I don't think Andy Courier liked that. I think he felt that there was a punch thrown there by Sean Wayne. But really, Courier being very silly. And Paul Hume there doing the right thing, simply laughing, walk away from the incident.
Well, I think we'll find out here that it wasn't really anything to worry about, but there's 1 or 2 little punches go in, and I think the referee, he'll sort that out. There's no problems there.
Touch judge, Mr. Tony Brown, obviously spotted something. Having a word with Mr. Galtris. Mr. Galtris will want to be very, very firm. And having a word with the two of them, Sean Wayne. A £60,000 buy from Wigan by Leeds earlier in the season, and Andy Courier from Wiidnes. 6 of one and half a dozen of the other, I think. Well, he's given a penalty against Courier for using the elbow. So, kick from Schofield. And Leeds on the attack again. Leeds in the lead, 4 points to 0. Maskell. Very often a side playing in the teeth of the wind, such as Leeds are at the moment. You can handle the ball better, you can run onto the ball. And a penalty again. I know that Wiidnes coach Doug Lawton has threatened to fine any of his players £50 if they give match up to a referee. But really, I don't think he'd be too happy at this indiscipline. Neither is Joe Grimmer. So, a good chance for Simon Irving. Having difficulty placing that ball. Been in good form, this youngster, 23 years of age. Actually scored 5 tries and kicked 29 goals in his last 4 matches, and moving very, very smartly up the goal-kicking charts now. But this is a difficult kick. Colin Maskell. We can see the strength of the wind, having to lie down there to hold the ball. 28 yards out, just to the left of the post. It's a good one, no hesitation. 2 points from Irving, so 6 points to 0 for Leeds, and that's a good start, Alec.
Yes, and that's a good start, and that was a good goal kick by Leeds as well. But I don't think Billy Lawton will be too happy with Joe Grimmer. That was a silly penalty, and discipline's going to be very, very important in this game.
Wiidnes last week against Hull were trailing by 10 points to 0 after 20 minutes. Now trailing 6 points to 0 after 9 minutes. But enough talent in either of these two teams to take this game by the scruff of the neck. No, nothing wrong with that tackle. Shoulder charge into the chest. Some very fierce, very hard tackling. I think these forwards really just want to keep warm. They want to be in the action. There's not many standing around. Good kick again. Superb kick. Really testing Jonathan Davies from Gary Schofield. Very few players in the game can read a game better than these two men. Davies at full-back and Schofield at stand-off. Fascinating confrontation between these two, Alec.
Yes, and I did say that this would be a feature of Gary Schofield. His kicking game has improved tremendously, and I think Wiidnes will be looking for exactly the same from Jonathan Davies.
And a good decision there from Mr. Goltris, Mike Kuwaiti. The Leeds loose forward, breaking before the ball was out of the scrum. You can't do that. So Kuwaiti giving away the penalty. £30,000 at stake here for the eventual winners of this trophy. And just £3,250 for the team that go out at this second round. Wiidnes now using this pack, trying to make inroads down the middle. Kaloto. Strong, powerful lad this from Tonga. In fact, the King of Tonga came over to England 2 or 3 weeks ago to see this lad, so proud of his feats in rugby league. To Davies. Now then, good kick, a high kick. That's a tester for Gallagher. Oh, well taken by Gallagher. That was a good catch, Ali.
Yes, an interesting tactics there. Jonathan Davies knows there's a swirling wind and put the ball across the face of the post, but John Gallagher took it very well indeed.
Difficult game for fullbacks, exposed. Leeds had trouble with the pack early in the season, but bought this number 8 Malloy and bought their other prop, number 10 Sean Wayne, and now things seem to be a little tighter up front with that 6. That's a good pass to Gibson. Good play. Leeds managing to get this ball away in the tackle. Schofield again. Oh, well taken by Etchison. Good take and good run by this youngster. Just 17 years of age. Faimalo. Myler having to come back down the blind side. The bounce of the ball slowing him down.
It's interesting to notice that Wiidnes are really putting a tremendous amount of pressure on Gary Schofield. Every time Schofield gets the ball, there's 2 Wiidnes players on his back.
But Wiidnes now beginning to warm, beginning to open up. Davies. Back to Davies again. Just 15 minutes gone, 6 points to 0. The Phil Ford try, the Simon Irving penalty goal to Leeds. Not a good kick, but it's swirling again. Oh, beautifully taken by Gallagher. Tall lad, John Gallagher, 6'2", has the height to take those balls.
I think the way Leeds are taking this game too, Wiidnes, obviously they don't feel Wiidnes in any way, and the way they are attacking the game, they look as though they're in a positive mood.
Yes, I think they've come here more positive than they did in the league match. Wiidnes won comfortably earlier in the season, but of course cup rugby totally different. Good tackle by Schofield. Davis. And that's an interesting sign, Alec. Davis having to come away with the ball. The Wiidnes pack were not back.
Yes, that was a good kick by Schofield, and obviously the most important thing was a good line, a solid line, and there was 13 Leeds players down there, and Wiidnes was still on the way back.
By Marlowe. Powerful prop forward, not the biggest and not the tallest, but certainly very, very strong and very, very quick off the mark. Mackenzie did well there to David Hume. But a bad pass to brother Paul and a knock-on. Both in combination here, the two Hume brothers round this scrum. David at scrum half, Paul at loose forward for Wiidnes. Colin Maskell not straight, wants that scrum straight. Delaney. And the referee, not happy with that, said that the ball went straight through. Well, I think he went straight through the second row, but that's a better heel. Schofield again. That's a good kick. Now then, that's ambitious. Phil Ford chasing with a fire. Great rivals, these two men. Beats Gallagher. He doesn't beat Gallagher.
And that's a nice thing to do, John Gallagher. How quick he's picked this game up. Obviously knew that Martin Fire couldn't be allowed to go.
And John Devereux coming away. Good strong run by Devereux, helping his forwards out. 15 stone this for wingman. We can see the difficulty Wiidnes having in passing that ball with the wind. It's lobbing the ball, it's coming slower, and it's causing problems for Wiidnes, isn't it?
Yes, the wind is coming down the field, and obviously in Leeds' favour, but there again is a silly penalty, and Wiidnes really will appreciate that because they're struggling at the moment in time to come out of their own half.
That's a good kick from Davis, 35 yards gained. Oh, that was a bad pass. The referee, Mr. Goldsworth, says a knockout. A little hesitation there in the Wiidnes ranks, the Wiidnes forwards coming too quickly. So, scrum down again, should be Leeds head and ball, it is. And a penalty against Paul Delaney for not retiring. He put the ball in, didn't retire, so a kick again. Wiidnes edging themselves down near to that line with these kicks from Davis. Oh, and that looks a bad one, can't afford to do that.
But it also just shows you how strong this wind is. Jonathan Davis really thumped that ball and looked as though it was going to be a tremendous kick and just rolled out of play.
Difficult to gauge. Aitchison. By Marlowe. Wiidnes looking a little hesitant here in midfield. The pack not really running onto this ball from depth. And the Leeds pack coming up very, very quickly. Good dummy by Paul Hume. Paul Hume having to dummy there because, of course, the Leeds defence coming up very quick on the outside. The umbrella defence. The Leeds centres coming in quickly, cutting off Wiidnes' options on the outside. 20 minutes gone in this first half. Wiidnes still looking for the first score. Fifth tackle. Davis again, preferring the high ball. Oh, it's swirling around. Great. He's just got hold of it now then. Has he got the speed to get over that line? He has.
Yes,
good play again.
That's tremendous play from John Gallagher. That was a very, very good kick from Jonathan Davis, and Gallagher had enough confidence not only to take the ball, not panic and bring it out from behind the line.
And the sixth tackle and the handover. So, Wiidnes on the attack. Tony Myler looks for the support. Kaloto's lost it. But I think we could see there in that passing the difficulty in moving that ball from right to left against this gale force wind. It's holding the ball up. Kaloto again, a chance to retrieve himself. Back to Joe Grimmer. This is vintage Wiidnes. Devereux. John Devereux, normally the wingman, here playing in the centre in the absence of Darren Wright. Richie Ayres can't get the ball away. Good play from Wiidnes now. David Hume. Still the pressure on Leeds. Mackenzie, that's a good ball. Well picked up by Gallagher. One or two people, I think, felt Davis was obstructed, but I don't think so, Alec.
No, but it's also very interesting, John Gallagher, how confident he is on any ball, high ball or low ball. He's picking them up very cleanly, and really, he's took 3 balls, what Wiidnes, if they'd have taken them, would have put Leeds under tremendous pressure.
Leeds trying to work their way away now, out of this 25-yard area with the pack. The fifth tackle. Now then, have Leeds forgotten? They have. Somebody there can't count to 6, I'm afraid, Mr. Delaney. Grimmer likes to run, this lad there, Joe Grimmer. A bargain buy from Swinton, £8,000 a couple of seasons ago. By Marlowe. Certainly a lot more bite in this Leeds pack since early in the season, Alec.
Yes, they've obviously bought some good signings, Sean Wayne and young Malloy, and they've put some bulk in the side. And it's interesting to see how Wiidnes are playing, using the forwards a little bit wider out, but the Leeds tackling is absolutely ferocious.
Grimmer. Mackenzie, this is good stuff now. Now then, will Kaloto go for the gap? Oh yes, he finds Andy Currier. Beautiful ball to Davis. He's lost it. Yes, he's lost it. A knock on. Very difficult handling in this weather. Hands will be called, especially from fullback. That was more the adventurous Wiidnes, but again, superb tackling from Leeds. Gritty, gutsy performance here in defence from the Yorkshireman. Kuwaiti did the right thing. Picked the ball up at the base. Cavill-Hugh. Leeds second row, number 12. Schofield again. And again the long kick. If anything, Alec, Schofield really is finding out this lad Aitchison. He's coming up too quickly, isn't he?
Yes, well, what he's doing is lying too flat in the line, and obviously a player of Schofield's calibre can spot that immediately. They've got the wind strong on this left-hand side, and really Schofield is punishing him with some tremendous kicking.
Although I think Wiidnes would probably be happy just with 6 points against this wind.
Well, it has got a strong wind indeed, but Wiidnes are not as settled as what they should be. The Leeds tackling is very, very good indeed, and they're not afraid to take the Wiidnes pack on.
David Hume. Grimmer. Still running. Looks for support. David Hume again. Having a good game, this This boy Hume, former Great Britain scrum half, will be looking, I think, to try to take Andy Gregory's place, who just retired from international rugby. Caloto. Faimalo. No one yet managed to break this Leeds cover. Grimmer, beautiful pass to Richie Ayres. That's good rugby. The drive, the one-handed pass. Wiidnes now testing Leeds. Hume electing to run. Oh, interception. Oh, that's a superb run by Carl Gibson. Good handing off, and he's got Simon Irving inside him. Now then, can Irving go all the way? He can't. Good tackle by that youngster Aitchison, and he comes up with the ball. Try saving tackle. Deborah. This game really warming up now, and it's Leeds taking the game to Wiidnes. Hume. Faimalo. This Wiidnes pack making no headway at all. Maskell, Wayne, Malloy doing a fine tackling stint. But here is the one forward who has made ground, Joe Grimmer. Davis again. Oh, that's a superb effort. That's a good kick. Davis kept the ball low, used the wind where it was going down to this bottom corner. 50 yards gain. Leeds, who have given some penalties away at the scrum. They've been penalised 3 times already at the scrums. Will not want to give a penalty away here. And they haven't. To Bentley. Wiidnes will want to keep Leeds down here. Irving. First time we've seen Martin O'Fire. I bet he's called out there, Alec, on the wing.
Yes, and I'm just thinking how important that tackle would have been of young Aitchison's, because that, if Leeds had scored then, I think 12 points down coming up to half-time would have been a different story.
Kuiti. Ferocious tackle there from Morsi Caloto. The difference there, Schofield kicking into the teeth of the wind, easily picked up by Davis. But these Leeds forwards covering well. Devereux. Running well in the centre, running strongly. Difficult lad to put down. That's a good ball to Richie Ayres. Wiidnes, their usual style, moving it about all over the field. Grimmer again, the man who can make the breaks, to Paul Hume. He's got onside him, Tony Myler. Oh, superb effort there from Kuiti, but he's got the ball out. Davis looked for the fire, and the fire had gone inside. There was no wingman. Oh, that would have been a try, but once again, it was the break by Joe Grimmer, and it's a penalty against Leeds for holding the man down. Brian Goldsworth said that Colin Maskell there with the blue headband, holding Davis down. They've elected to go for the try. Leeds conceded 6 penalties already to Wiidnes 2. Good ball. Ayres again. Can Wiidnes now open up this tight Leeds defence? 10 minutes left in this first half. 6 points to 0 for Leeds. Myler, back to David Hume again, he's got some space. Oh, the fire was standing still.
Well, I think Martin Fire twice now has been in field, and one try has gone begging because he wasn't on the wing, and Jonathan Davis, all he had to do was pass the ball to him, and I think Martin Fire will be a little bit disappointed with that performance.
Leeds need to absorb this pressure, just use the forward. Sean Wayne, good sensible run here. Former Great Britain under 24s lad, number 10, £60,000 he costs from Wigan, a bargain I think. Well picked up by young Aitchison. Having a lot of work to do in defence, and certainly not shirking it. Good promising debut. Mackenzie, the Wiidnes forwards coming more and more into this game now. They've been looking for the score. Less than 9 minutes to go here now in this first half. Hume again. Good ball. Courier. Now then, will we see Davis put a high ball again? No. A short one. The quickie. Well picked up by Gallagher. Excellent battle between these two full-backs.
Yes, and John Gallagher is really playing very, very well indeed. He's picked 3 balls up and really been doing very, very important kicks. Ominous because Wiidnes are getting more and more into the game. They're moving the ball out wide and they're looking very threatening indeed.
Yeah, just 8 minutes to go in this first half. Wiidnes desperate to get some points on the board, and Leeds quite content to hold it here in the forwards, just settle the game down, then look for the Schofield kick. There it is. Well taken. Again, doing a very good job, this youngster now. I think he's adjusted himself to these kicks, Alec.
Well, I think this young boy is having a very good debut. He was a little bit shaky to start off with, but he's took some very difficult passes and took some very difficult balls. And again, Schofield realising his young kid and playing on him, but he's up to the task.
Good tackle by Malloy. Grimmer again, finding the gaps, finding the spaces, but not finding the support. Mackenzie. For Bentley, sensibly letting the ball roll dead. Tap out now on the 25-yard line. A little bit too deep, that kick there from Phil Mackenzie.
I think also looking at this game, it's being played at a tremendous pace. The forwards are giving no quarter and asking none, and really there's not a lot of Christmas spirit about here.
And I think we've got to compliment the handling in this intensely cold weather. It must be about -9, -10 out there with this chill factor. Dixon, Paul Dixon, had a good test series against Australia. Just 6 minutes left now in the first half. 6 points to 0. Knock on.
Again, another different tactic from Schofield. A little chip over the top and was unlucky. The bounce should have come the other way. Again, could have spelled danger for Wiidnes.
Leeds 4-1 in the scrums. Just the one scrum against the head early in the first half when we saw Schofield make that try for Phil Ford. And a penalty, a loose arm. Mr. Galtris, yes, instructing the prop there, Asim Faimalo, not getting his arm, binding with the hooker, signifying that he's just binding with the jersey. That can be dangerous, and that causes the scrums to collapse.
Yes, and that's bad discipline. When you've got head and feet, I don't think there's any reason to have loose arms anywhere near the pack. And I think when Dougie Lawton goes in, he'll be having a few words in Mr. Faimalo's ear.
Leeds on the attack, good run there. using these forwards, Sean Wayne and Malloy, driving to the post. Delaney, Dixon. He's lost the ball. A powerful shoulder tackle by Caloto. Oh, he throws the ball away. He'd done the hard work, but it's Leeds back in possession. Wonderful effort by Caloto, but again, good effort from Leeds, picking it up. And back on the attack.
And I think what you've got to look at is the way this game is playing. The pace of this game is absolutely electric. It's very, very quick indeed.
We may only have 6 points on the board, but certainly no lack of excitement. Just 4 minutes left in this half. Good ball to Delaney. Now then, he's got support outside. He's got Coiti with him. Well done. Good knockdown by the youngster Aitchison. But it's another 6 tackles to Leeds. Double Hugh.
And that again is young Aitchison. He's really might be only 17 years of age, that boy, but he's saved absolutely 2 searching tries.
Malloy. Schofield, attempted drop. No, just the wind taking it away at the last minute. Gary Schofield, 2 drop goals this season, well worth the attempt.
And Gary Schofield knows that every point is going to be vital. He just pushes this one wide, but he knows it could be vital as this game goes along.
Just a short stoppage. Schofield waiting for the Wiidnes substitute to come on. A scene Faimalo, number 10, trotting off there, and Kurt Sorensen coming on. Rather a surprise not to see Kurt Sorensen on the team sheet at the kick-off, but I think Doug Lawton felt that this 36-years-old forward needed a rest, but now I think he needs him. He needs those powerful bursts, Sally.
And it must be very frightening for a man like Sorensen sat on the bench. How many teams can afford to do things like this? Sorensen sat on the bench.
There he is, number 15. Grimmer still taking some putting down. Well, there's a knock there. We've got a couple of players down there at the moment. It looks to be Eddie McDonnell, Phil McKenzie, and we've also got Simon Irving.
And again here, Phil McKenzie's he's got the ball. I think this is an accident. He might have just fell awkwardly in the tackle. I don't think there's anything serious about that, but it looks as though as he's getting up, he puts his hand across his face, and maybe he might have just caught him in the eye.
I think actually it was a clash of heads as well. I think it was the clash of heads between the 2 hookers. Students studying psychology now, Phil McKenzie. Back in play. Richie Ayres coming on the ball too early.
I think if there is a little bit of a problem is that Wiidnes are putting too many balls to ground. They're not playing the 6 tackles as good as what they like to do, and Leeds really are tackling as well now as they was at the start of the game.
And here is the man who can attack. Good tackle there from Tony Myler. Just a minute left in this half. 6 points to 0 to Leeds. Dixon. I think Leeds will want to hold this. They'll be content with this half-time lead.
I think the Wiidnes pack is really having an handful with this Leeds side. The forwards are running very, very strong indeed, and they're making a lot of ground in 6 tackles.
Good ball now, Coiti to Schofield, the chip kick. Oh, it's an interesting one. It's a difficult one for Davis to take. Astero touching goal. Davis trying to judge that ball going out, but don't take the risk. And so the drop out now between the posts.
And again, a lovely tactic from Gary Schofield. Saw that the Wiidnes defence was lying flat and put the kick to the corner.
So, Davis then. And that shows the size of the wind. Just look at the length that that ball travels. Poor John Gallagher misreading it. Has Bentley with him. Into injury time in this half. Just the stoppage for Phil McKenzie, that knock to the head. Good, sound, professional performance from Leeds. Been a little bit of a problem with Leeds' defence. They certainly can score. They've scored 189 points in the last 4 matches, but invariably have points against them. Oh, good ball! Look to slide forward. Now then, Kuwaiti. He's got Gibson inside him. Has he done the right thing? No. Possibly should have held onto the ball, but touch Tony Brown on the spot. Carl Gibson, I think, went inside the number 4 for the ball, but no try. Just the one score, the try from Phil Ford, the penalty goal from Simon Irvine. 6 points to 0 for Leeds, but I'm sure lots and lots of points still to come. I think Alec will see some more points.
Yes, and I think Leeds will be very disappointed David Ward going in, because I think Kuwaiti only have to look outside here. Now, if you look outside here, this is the ball. Kuwaiti, does he take the wrong option here? Look where Gibson is. Gibson's gone the wrong way, and surely that's a try gone begging. And again we have it here. This is a lovely break by Schofield. Carried on, it looks a little bit forward, but watch Mike Kuwaiti. Now, does Gibson take the wrong option? To me, it looks as though he should have stayed on the outside, and I think you've got to put that down as a miss.
Well, and Mr. Galtrust about to get ourselves underway. Leeds leading by 6 points to 0, looking to go into that third round draw on Monday. And that's a good long kick. Sorensen, Richie Ayres. Wiidnes will not want to be trailing too long. By Marlowe, that's a good run. Back to Sorensen. McKenzie. Courier, oh, good run, wrong foot, John Bentley. Can he get it inside? Well picked up by Hume. He's over. Oh, a snap try, a shock try. David Hume. That showed good support play. His 6th try of the season. Puts a little warmth into the Wiidnes fans. And it all came from nothing. In his testimonial season, 11 seasons.
And it all came from Andy Courier. This is a brilliant break by Courier. Now watch inside here. It looks an harmless little ball. He chips it back inside. Watch what Gary Schofield does. He hesitates. Should he gone in for that ball? It's a bit doubtful. He thinks he can hold him up, and he can't. He's strong enough and good enough. And again here we see Courier. Underrated player, this lad. Always does the business when it's needed. A lovely little chip back inside. Chips the ball back inside. Good support play by Wiidnes. Again, David Hume, the poacher, picks the ball up. Strong enough. Good try.
Jonathan Davis, well, it looks an easy kick, but in this wind, not till it goes over. It does. 2 points from Davis, so very, very quickly, the 41st minute, Wiidnes equalise, and now I'm sure Leeds know they have a game on their hands. So, Jonathan Davis, 58th goal of the season, and his 176 points, leading point scorer in the game. Tekaloto getting up a fair head of steam now, this big Tongan forward. Richie Ayres. That was a bad score against Leeds, Alec.
Well, it was a bad score considering that the kick-off from the halfway went fully 50 yards and pinned Wiidnes back on their own half.
Leeds on the rack here now. Tony Myler. Sorensen. Faimalo. Back on the field now ahead of his compatriot Joe Grimmer, coached up Lorton for Wiidnes, likes to spell these two Kiwi props. Kaloto. Oh, beautiful ball! Superb pass, and well taken there by youngster Aitchison. That was rugby at its best. And there, the 40-yard pass. Sorensen. Not a good one. Well, Martin O'Fire must be very cold out there on the wing. It's a lonely job being a wingman.
I think what the referee's done is give a penalty because what he said was there was a little bit of obstruction in the game. But I think Wiidnes will be disappointed with that. He's pointed for a penalty. I think he's given a scrum down.
Give the scrum down, Alec.
It must have been
must have been signifying Leeds' ball, but for the life of me, I can't understand why.
No.
Still. Gallagher. Good tussle. But Courier comes up with it. Good run by Gallagher, but and a knock on. No, he's given another penalty for interfering with Courier. Yes. The referee, Mr. Galtras, adjudged that the tackle had been made and that Leeds were interfering at the play of the ball. And we see the strength of that wind there. Davies kicking into the wind. Faimalo suddenly got an appetite to run.
Well, I think what Dougie Lawton said to him is that I want you to make yardage because we've got the wind. It's very, very strong. But if you notice now that Wiidnes are keeping the ball alive all the time.
There's good pass, but missed. Gary Schofield. Used to call this lad Schofield the poacher for the number of tries that he scored. But now seems to create as many as he scores. 5 minutes gone in this first half. 6 points each now in the second half. Gallagher forced into touch. Well covered by Courier.
And I make that the fifth tackle now, the fifth time that Leeds have lost the game, lost the ball on the first tackle, and that's going to be a very important factor of this game.
So, Hume. Davis, not quite. Look for that sidestep. Well, Kaloto can't get away. Gary Devoted there, Devoted just coming on the field with Simon Irving going off and Mike Kuiti going to the centre. So Leeds in difficulties now, having to reorganise this side. Gary Devoted slipping on there at loose forward. Good play. Oh, he's lost it. But it's all action this game. It's moving from end to end. Sean Wayne, good run. Gallagher again, linking up. There's Kuiti in the centre. Good run. Ford's missed it. Again, I think very cold hands there for Phil Ford. We expect a lot of a wingman. We suddenly expect them to inject that extra pace, but we don't realise that for 5 or 10 minutes they're standing out there in the freezing cold. Wiidnes pulling another scrum back. Myler, good run from Myler. 6 foot standoff, very tall, very powerful. Kaloto. Hume, that's a good run to Richie Ayres. Ayres came very, very well from depth there. Can't get the ball away. Good tackle by Paul Delaney. But it's all Wiidnes at the moment. Faimalo. Switching play, bringing these forwards across at 45-degree angles. Always difficult to make play against. Sorensen. He's got support. he's going for that line, can't get the ball away. Like Kuwaiti there, doing a good tackle here in the centre. McKenzie, he got Devereux. Oh, he's lost the ball. He's lost the ball over the line. He was dipping low to dive in. It was knocked on.
And yes, you've got to put this down as a miss. Phil McKenzie normally doesn't miss these. As he's going for the line, the ball just slips out of his hands.
And I think that was good play by the Leeds defence, who actually knocked the ball out of Devereux's hands as Roy Powell comes off the field, comes on the field, and Campbell Hugh comes off the field. Roy Powell, the Great Britain forward, coming in the second row for Leeds. And I think David Ward, I think, realises he probably needs a tackling machine in Powell rather than a runner and a constructive player than Hugh at the moment.
Yes, he does. Obviously, Powell is a very, very strong boy and he's a good tackler. But it's going to be very interesting now, tactical-wise, with Mike Kuwaiti stood in the centre. Will Wiidnes switch the attack and play on Kuwaiti and give Martin Offiah a little bit more of the ball?
Leeds wanting to hold this ball for some while now. A lot of pressure here on Leeds skipper Schofield to organise the midfield. And a penalty against Schofield for saying something.
Well, I think you've got to say that that is very, very bad. If that's a penalty for mouthing, I think Gary Schofield can look back, and if they lose with these 2 points, I think he'll be disappointed to give a penalty in kickable distance, and especially with Jonathan Davis about.
And we can see from those penalties that certainly Leeds have incurred Mr. Golchus's displeasure. So 28 yards out, it's straight in front of the post, but he really will have to aim this ball at the right hand side. He's got to allow for the wind. Very, very strong wind blowing straight across the pitch. Only his second attempt, but an important goal. Could put Wiidnes in the lead for the first time in this match. Now then, let's see how he fights this ball. And he does. That's good play. Exactly as I said, he aimed it for the right-hand post. The wind moved the ball, it veered 5 or 6 yards, and it ended up between. 8 points to 6 then for Wiidnes. Good kick from Davis.
Now let us see what this penalty's for. Gary Schofield has obviously said something. He's got the ball. He's no need to say anything. He might be a little bit annoyed, but what does he say? That the referee penalised him, and it looks as though he was saying something, and he probably referee caught him.
Good ball. Back to Richie Ayres now then. Sorenson's got support. Good tackle by Gallagher. Oh, very good tackle by that Leeds fullback. Now then, Faimalo. Well, Mr. Golchus judges it to be a knock-on. Faimalo sensibly says nothing. Phil McKenzie issues a wry smile. And down for the scrum. So Roy Powell moving up to the prop position, and Leeds getting the scrum figures now. 8 scrums. Kuwaiti has played in the centre before, and as a forward likes to run out wide. Devoted. This lad had a good spell in the summer with the Gold Coast. Only the Australian touring team won here at Norton Park this season, so a formidable reputation. Roy Powell, first touch of the ball. Hard grafting forward Powell. But Leeds weathered the storm. Gibson. Very tricky runner, this lad. Signed from the Backley club by Leeds. Schofield, that's a good kick. And Gallagher, is he offside? Yes, he's given offside. John Gallagher a little upset. I think he felt that he came from behind Gary Schofield.
I think John Gallagher was right there. I think when Gary Schofield kicked that ball, John Gallagher was stood behind him, and he's every entitlement to be annoyed.
As long as it doesn't say anything to the referee, Alec.
Not at all. I think John followed the man who kicked the ball, and the referees have got to realise that when a man kicks the ball, the person behind him automatically puts the fella onside.
So Wiidnes now back in possession. Wiidnes appeared in 7 of these Regal Trophy finals. Only won twice. Kurt Sorensen now playing a prominent part in this game. Sat out the first half forward on the bench. Paul Hume, he'll look for the gap. He half finds it to Devereux. Sensibly elects to hold on. Good ball to Richie Ayres, but missed. Gibson again. He's a very tricky customer to put down, this lad. He's not the biggest of lads. He doesn't weigh more than 13 stone, this lad, Carl Gibson.
I don't think this game is over yet. I think Leeds have got a lot to offer, and I think Carl Gibson is going to be one of the players who can do something for them.
Craig Delaney. I think Leeds were looking for another 6 tackles there. Roy Powell. Almost 15 minutes gone now in this second half. Leeds weathered the storm, but still trailing 8-6. Schofield looking for the gap. Devoted. Oh, that was a bit hard. Sorensen. And a penalty. A penalty against Leeds for punching. Against Colin Maskell, I think. So Davis preparing to kick. Now, is he going to kick on the ground?
And I think here we see Kurt Sorensen here. That looked very, very high, and surely the Leeds players are really going to have to cool down with these tackles. That was high, and that's another silly penalty.
And there's an indication of the wind and the strength. Jonathan Davis having to put the ball on the ground to kick rather than chancing it from out of his hand. Some powerful runs coming now from this number 10, Nassim Faimalo from Wellington, New Zealand. And his Kiwi colleague, Sorensen. Richie Ayres. And is that a penalty again? Yes. No doubt about that, I think. Sean Wayne. Number 10 dropping down very, very heavily on Richie Ayres once that tackle had been made. And Leeds being very, very heavily penalised here by Mr. Goltris.
And would you believe it, this is now 9 penalties for bad tackles and late tackles, and that from Sean Wayne was a little bit high again, and really they've got to get a grip of this discipline or they'll be made to suffer.
No doubt about that. Very silly there from Wayne. Very, very silly. Cost a lot of ground here, I think. And Jonathan Davis once again putting the ball on the ground. Keeps the ball lower. Gets the correct touch that he wants. Urging on his forwards.
And I think really this is the wrong place, Ray, to have Wiidnes in their own 25-yard line. I think this could be a very dangerous position for Leeds.
Wiidnes then, 5 tackles to go in this sequence. Oh, McKenzie slipping through. He's going for that line. Wonderful play there by Hooker McKenzie. And Leeds defence showing a chink or two. Faimalo crashes through, but good defence. Roy Powell, that's what he came on for, his tackling. Now then, will Wiidnes swing the ball out wide? They do. To Sorensen, the big man to put down. But again, the Leeds defence is there. Gibson. And a scrum down. Mr. Galtris adjudging that the ball was dropped. No hesitation on that decision. He was on the spot. And so Wiidnes let the pressure go off Leeds. And it's Leeds head and ball again. That scrum figure should move out further. Good driving tackle by loose forward Paul Hume there. Good loose forward play. Coming away from the scrum quickly, covering the open side.
And I think now the pressure is really on Leeds. I think Wiidnes has turned up the tap a little bit and putting a lot of pressure on Leeds, and they're finding it very, very difficult to get out of their own 25-yard metre.
Schofield. Notice the difference there in this half. Schofield having to keep the ball low, can't put it to touch. Got the wind against him. Davis. Not found the gaps that he did last week against Hull. Sensible play by that youngster. Mackenzie again, a tricky customer. To Hume, oh, to John Devereux. Fairly knocks Schofield out of the way. The fire. Wiidnes now throwing this ball about. Richiers going for the gap. Has he got the right support? He's got a fire. David Hume again. That's good play. And good play from Martin O'Fire, providing the link. Now then, is this... oh, that was a bad pass. That was a bad pass from Martin half-back.
Well, I think one or two of the crowd are cheering a little bit here because they thought that the Leeds player was offside, but you cannot be offside when you stood behind your own line.
Dixon coming away, 20 minutes left. A tremendous run from Dixon there. And we've got a stoppage in play. Tempers really rising now. A little bout of fisticuffs between Kurt Sorensen and the Leeds gentleman. Eddie MacDonald there, the chief scout for Wiidnes, bringing Sorensen away. And really neither side want to get themselves involved in this. And a punch there, yes.
Well,
kickable chance, is it?
We have here now that this is the incident. There's an incident off the ball here. Kurt Sorensen's the man. The tackles, there it is. And I thought that penalty should have gone to Leeds. Kurt Sorensen was the first man to strike the ball.
Well, Leeds very, very aggrieved at that. Very aggrieved. Sorensen charging in now. And I don't think it's minus 10 degrees out there at the moment. I think it's white hot, especially amongst these forwards. Faimalo. Just the 2 points difference between the sides. 8 points to 6 for Wiidnes. Jonathan Davis goal, the difference. Myler. Good dummy. Gets it to O'Fire. Has he got the legs? Oh, yes! O'Fire's in at the corner. That is an incredible try. An incredible try from O'Fire. He was like a wriggling eel going over there in the corner. There seemed no way at all. And like a flash of lightning, he went off the mark. He beat two men in the space of a yard and a half. And this is why he's the greatest try scorer in world rugby today.
Well, they say in this game you've got to be brave, and Martin O'Fire is just that. A lovely ball from Tony Myler here. A beautiful ball. Watch O'Fire. Nobody else can score these tries. That's Roy Dixon and Roy Powell, and that's a great try. Again, we have this switch move here. Tony Myler, the architect, holds the ball. Martin O'Fire, Phil Ford on his inside. Should never give the wingman the outside, especially Martin O'Fire. Great try.
And the touch judge, Mr. Brown, right on the spot for that O'Fire try. His 15th of the season. He has been out injured with knee ligament trouble, but I think he's determined to get back at the top of the try-scoring charts. And really a very, very difficult kick for Davis. He's really kicking this ball now into the wind. It's blowing straight across at him. No, we see the wind there, taking the ball well away. I don't think even the kicker of Davis's talent realised he had much chance with that. 12 points to 6 then for Wiidnes.
And is this the match winner? This is the lovely scissors move, the dummy cut inside here. Tony Myler slips the ball here, a beautiful ball to Martin of Fire. Now they talk about finishes. This fella is one of the very, very best. Gives Phil Ford the outside and gets in at the corner.
Yes, some tries he scored from 90 yards, but one there from 5 or 6 yards, equally as good as any of those long-distance efforts. And Leeds now, for all their efforts, for all this heroic defence, trailing.
And I think Leeds will feel a little bit badly done to, because looking at the camera and looking at that picture, it looks as though that penalty should have gone to Leeds.
And everything actually stemmed from that penalty.
From that penalty, the try was scored.
And Mackenzie coming away from the acting half-back position. Wiidnes again, switching this ball amongst the forwards, changing the point of direction, not allowing the Leeds defence to line up flat and come in straight. Good ball from Hume to Tony Myler, having a bigger say now to a Fire. He's got Gallagher on the outside. But Gallagher picks up the ball well. Is he tackled off the ball? Mr. Golcher says no. It comes back to Tony Myler. It's still going out now to Jonathan Davis. The kick and the chase. Schofield to Andy Courier. He's going for the line. And he scored. Oh, yes. Andy Courier scored. 1 minute it looked as if Leeds' John Gallagher was coming away. And the next minute, Jonathan Davis put the kick in. And Andy Courier was on hand for the try. His 6th try of the season, and has that killed off Leeds. And now he said when you switch up the gas you start cooking, and Jonathan Davis does just that. And it's that man Courier again, well in support. It's a difficult try to score. Does a little bit of football here, keeps his eye on the ball, and Andy doesn't miss them. That's what he wanted. And again, from defence to attack, here we have it again. Jonathan Davis, a lovely chip, and it's caused Leeds a lot of problem this, but there's Andy Courier. He doesn't know what's going to happen, keeps his eye on the ball, it pops up very nicely for him, and he pops it over the line. So, excellent chance for Courier, and just as we saw last week, Wiidnes, as they became more and more dominant in the second half, here they are again. 16 points to 6 now. And this time, the better side for Jonathan Davis. The wind behind him now. Just under 15 minutes left. You can see from that smoke there, from the power station, blowing across. Davis doesn't manage to flight it, taken away again by the wind. But Wiidnes now comfortably in the lead. And a lead literally coming out of nothing with those 2 tries there in the 61st and 68th minute.
And I think what we've got to say again, Ray, I think that decision went against Leeds. John Gallagher looked as though he was obstructed off the ball. Tony Myler picked the ball up, and from that, another try was scored.
Sorensen, what a beautiful pass, almost like a scrum half from that prop forward. Oh, Wiidnes are rampant now. Here's Faimalo. Just look at that prop forward goal. Wonderful turn of speed there by that number 10. That's a prop forward. He looked like a centre. And the pass from his colleague Kurt Sorensen. But it's Leeds now back in possession, and Leeds now desperate to get back in this game. They'll have to move it about. They can't concentrate on forward drives. Roy Powell.
I think the difference is at this moment in time is Wiidnes look as though they've got that little bit extra pace. and to me it's going to take a very, very good side indeed to lower these colours.
Delaney, Schofield looking to get the game moving. Can't find any way through. Wiidnes know that Schofield is the key to Leeds. Good play by Maskell. And a good kick. Completely foxes a fire. Very good kick by Colin Maskell. And the fire very, very annoyed with himself.
Well, I think he's annoyed because he touched the ball and it's Leeds feed, and I think Martin Offiah will not be too happy about that.
So Leeds scrum. Phil Ford. Not had much to do since he picked up that first try in the 3rd minute. Coiti. Difficult for Leeds, having to rearrange this side. Had to move Coiti to the centre. Maskell. Sorensen. I can't see Alec how Dunlawton keeps this lad on the bench. You talk about a rest, Alec.
Well, I think it might have been a tactical move, and you say that coaches do things right, and if he, for sitting on the bench to criticise him, when they brought him on the field, they should pat him on the back, because since Sorensen's arrived on the field, the game has been transformed.
Mackenzie looking for the double dummy. It just runs into the arms there of number 14, Gary Devotee. By Marlow. Offside. Referee Mr. Goltris from Bradford kept these sides well apart. And the tap. Just 10 minutes left. The 16 points to 6 in Wiidnes' favour. Leeds got to spring the try or two. Oh, just look at the sleight of hand for this Coloto. But he should never have allowed himself to go out there. I think he got carried away with his magical handling. Likes to handle a ball, this Imosi Coloto. Like most of the Tongan lads, likes to run with the ball, likes to pass. But really should never have allowed himself to be pushed in touch. Gives the 6 tackles to Leeds. The Bentley. Shoulder tackle from Andy Curry. I must say, Alec, they don't really thrill me, shoulder tackles.
No, I think there's nothing like putting your man down by putting him round the shoulders and putting him to ground. But talking about Coloto, Dougie Lawton paid him a big compliment this week. He rates him in the same class as Dick Uddert's one of the great forwards, and certainly the way he's improving, there's nobody to deny that.
What a difference in penalties. 13 penalties against Leeds. And only 5 last week. I don't think David Ward, the coach, will be happy with all these penalties.
And I think there was a different situation last week where Wiidnes were giving a lot of penalties away, and obviously Dougie Lawton has said to the side this week, keep the penalties down, lads, let Leeds have the problems.
Gallagher putting the kick in. Oh, well taken by Tony Myler. Good hands. David Hume. Now then, he's got a fire on this outside. Oh, it's Devereux. Devereux cuts inside. Now then, he's going himself. Can he be Roy Powell? Jonathan Davis. Oh, he misses it. And there's a fire. Now then, what's Bentley doing? The silly man. No need for that whatsoever. The fire was tackled, and I'm sure that John Bentley lost his head there. Martin Offiah badly injured, and Bentley is coming off the field.
But Ray, I cannot believe that a man can give a yellow card for an incident which John Bentley, a very, very silly thing indeed, hit Martin Offiah. Now watch what happens here. Martin Offiah nowhere near the ball. Watch John Bentley. As the ball is picked up here, John Bentley obviously very I think Mike Tyson would have been very proud of that.
Well, I can't see how he just gets a yellow card, Alec. I agree with you. That was a sending off.
Well, especially when rugby league videos are now looked at by the rugby league, and surely that must have come under the microscope.
As the snow comes down here, down, and Andy Courier, he's got it again. And there's the difference. When you're down to 12 men, the gaps come on the outside to a side like Wiidnes, and Courier there racing in for his second try. You can't afford to be down to 12 men when you're playing a side like Wiidnes. Got to keep your discipline.
And when John Bentley gets back, and when he gets back on the field, I'm sure that David Ward will be giving him a lot of earache, because here we have it, number 3 for Mr. Courier. And when you've got 12 men, that's the way to make them pay. All this occurred from Leeds being down to 12 men. Great play by Wiidnes. Move the ball out wide, do what they do best, run into spaces. And here we have Andy. He likes these chances. He's got all the time in the world.
Yes, Andy Courier, big, tall centre. Had service with Balmain in Australia. Puts Wiidnes in the lead there now. 20 points to 6. Just 6 minutes left. Jonathan Davis, not with the best conditions for a goal kicker. Jonathan Davis, just 2 goals. 59 goals now to his credit this season. And there's the 60th. The 60th goal, so Wiidnes edging out further. 22 points to 6 now. And surely with just over 5 minutes gone, I think.
This is where we have it again, Ray. Watch what happened. Lovely, lovely angling by Wiidnes. Watch the man burst into the gap. And here's Andy Pandy. If he ever knows where the try line is, 3 today.
So 5 minutes left. The snow beginning to come down now, but thankfully not had any effect on this game. Rather the cold and the wind, although you wouldn't think so from the handling and the rugby, the football that we've seen here, especially from these forwards. I think it's been a magnificent display from this Kiwi trio: Kaloto, Faimalo and Sorensen. Leeds pack moving in as strong as ever. Mackenzie, that's a good run, back to a fire. And number 14 there, Stuart Spruce, just nipped on the field for, we think, Tony Myler.
Yes, and I think that's a tactical move, obviously. He knows that the game has won Dougie Lawton. He's brought Tony Myler off. He's such an important player to this Wiidnes side.
And this Wiidnes side now really running well onto this ball. A copybook to any young forwards watching. They're running from depth. That's where the forwards should be coming. Davis didn't manage to get away, and I think the statistician there marking the 6th tackle.
And looking at that bench, David Ward just looking at his watch. I think he needs the game to start all over again from half-time.
Good kick, very good kick. Puts Leeds on the attack now. Can we have a consolation try in the second half from Leeds? Leeds still driving with these forwards. Wiidnes beat Leeds 26 points to 8 in the league earlier on. Something very similar score here. Just 3 minutes left. Needs the long ball. They have it. Schofield. Even longer ball. Gallagher can't take it. Well, if that's the cold spray, it's certainly waking David Hume up.
I think what we've got to think about in these games is when you start playing in cup ties and the high-quality football that's being served up. It's absolutely freezing out there, but Wiidnes are using this ball as though it's red hot.
Young Stuart Spruce coming away, another one of these talented youngsters, and there's another punch from Paul Dixon. Silly, and Dixon is off the field. Again, more indiscipline from Leeds. No need for it whatsoever. So that's Leeds now reduced to 11 men as Paul Dixon is sent off. No sin bin this time. He was warned by Mr. Galtres for the first punch, and then the second punch, I think, in frustration.
What a silly boy indeed. Paul Dixon, an international player. There is absolutely no need for that. And I think when the coach gets in, he should have a look at this guy's wages, because that is bad, very, very bad indeed. And I think not only should he be sent off, but when David Ward gets in, he should be looked at very seriously.
Really, Leeds have got to look at these penalties conceded against them. We're getting up to the 15 mark now with penalties against. Just 1 minute left. Faimalo again. Just look at this put forward, go again. Can he go round John Gallagher? No. I didn't think he'd have the pace to go round Gallagher, but my word, he's got the pace to go round a few more. Collier looking for the hat-trick. Misses it.
I don't know what they've done to Faimalo at half-time, but certainly he's looking a lot sharper in his second half.
Snowflakes flurrying around here at Norton Park. Gary Schofield worked hard, tried hard, made the first try for Leeds for Phil Ford. A good kick. Pushing Wiidnes back. Colin Maskell. There is the hooter. It's all over. Really. Leeds in discipline, letting them down at the end, and Wiidnes moving the stage nearer to their 8th trophy final appearance. They're keen to get their name inscribed on that trophy again. They disposed of Yorkshire opposition in Hull last week, and now another team from the White Rose County in Leeds. I can't see many teams wanting to do battle with Wiidnes, Alec, in the draw on Monday.
Well, I don't think it's indiscipline that's cost them the game. I think it's a very, very good Wiidnes side. I think this side is going to take some beating. They've got to be favourites to win this competition, and I can't see who's going to beat them.
Yes, they take risks in attack, but they always have the potential to score from anywhere on the field. And after these last 2 performances in 7 days, it's no wonder that no one wants to journey across here. It's been bad weather, it's been difficult weather, but the rugby's been excellent, Alec.
Well, magnificent game of Rugby League. Rugby League obviously the winner again. There's been some brilliant football, and when you think in this competition with all this ferocity about, you've got to admire. And here we have the incidents here. Now, what about Paul Dixon? Word do you say to this guy? What do you say to him when he gets in? There's no need if he has a go there on the floor, and when he gets up, if Tyson has this tonight, he'll win, and he'll have no problems neither. It'll be a knockout first round.
Well, what the problem is, Tyson or not, he can't get sent out of the ring, and Dixon did, and we saw Bentley go off, and it was those people off the field at the end that really brought that heavy score. So, difficult conditions here, but an excellent game. Wiidnes 22, Leeds 6.